So what do you think? Is $100,000 a year enough to retire? The short answer, of course, is hell yes, it's enough to retire. Of course it's enough to retire. But the longer answer, the more involved one, of course, involves it depends. Let's go for a walk and talk about what it depends on. Okay, first off, of course, it depends on whether you have debt or not, right? $100,000 a year might not be much after you pay off debt. So it depends on what your debt payments are, what your responsibilities are, what your future responsibilities are. For instance, it's not necessarily a responsibility, but it might be one that you've accepted, which is to help your kids pay for college and things like that. So the first thing is, $100,000 a year sounds like a lot. And it is, particularly in retirement. If you're getting that cash flow entirely off of your investment accounts, if you use the 4% rule, or really the inverse of that is easier in this situation, which is the rule of 25. 1 divided by 4% is 25. That would require $2.5 million in your retirement accounts. And that would put you for sure in the top 5% of all Americans, possibly in the top 2% of all Americans. So yes, it's a lot of money, but again, it depends on debt, and it depends on how much you spend. I've shared on this channel before that surprisingly, almost half of all Americans that make over $100,000 a year don't save a dime. I mean, that's shocking. That means they're spending it all, right? So if a family's making $140,000 a year and they're not saving a dime, is $100,000 a year enough for them to retire? Probably not. So it depends on what your debt payments are. It depends on what your spending habits are. It depends on what lifestyle that you want to have. If you like taking expensive vacations, if you like driving expensive new cars, if you've got a fair amount of debt on your credit card and you're paying a high interest rate on that, if you've got a big mortgage and a huge house in the right neighborhood, and all of that stuff is important to you, and there's no right or wrong. This is your life. So you live it the way you want to live. But in that situation, of course, the price is when you have $2.5 million and you could retire on $100,000 a year. For folks in that situation, the answer is no. It doesn't make sense to retire. It's not enough. Of course, you can do this with anything. There was a study that was done out of Boston College by their development office, looking at their super donors or super wealthy families with an average net worth of over $50 million, 50. And the study asked, do you have enough money? Do you feel secure? And the answer was no, resounding no. Even families that were close to $1 billion said that no, they don't feel financially secure. And the family that was worth almost $1 billion said, when we're worth $1 billion, then we'll feel financially secure. And of course the answer is, in that situation, they'll never feel financially secure, right? It's just human nature. The goalposts, the mileposts keep moving if we don't put them in place. But for those of us that $100,000 a year sounds like, you know what? I could have a really nice retirement on this. If you're not there yet, that's what I want to spend the second half of this video talking about. And before we get there, I have a favor to ask. If you enjoy my videos, if you're enjoying this video, give me a like. It really does help the algorithm find other people that my videos can help. Okay, so if you're not at $100K a year retirement eligible yet, which the vast majority of Americans are not, and of course America has one of the highest GDPs per capita in the world. So if we're not there, the vast majority of the world's not there also. But so how do you get there? When you take a step back, there's really only 3 ways to get there. You can either save more along the journey, right? You can earn more. You can create more value for your current employer or maybe a future employer, create more value with your skills, or you can have your investments earn more for you. And those are really the three categories: save more, earn more, or have your money work harder for you. So let's talk about each of these. The first one, save more. If you're watching videos like this, you're probably already a pretty good saver. I don't know. But if you're in the 15 to 25% range, that's really, really good. I did a poll on my channel. You can look in the community section on my channel to see what the results were, but I was very pleasantly surprised. We had almost 2,000 people answer that poll, and people are saving well over 15%. The people that answered this poll, I think it was the average answer was 15 to 20%, which is really strong. So congratulations if that's you. And outside of that, I've got a bunch of other videos that you can look at on my channel to give you some ideas. But if you're already saving 15 to 20%, are you gonna get a huge boom by being able to save 20 to 25%? It's gonna help. But I think one of the other two areas is going to be more helpful for you. So let's keep going and talk about those. The next one is how to earn more. And really there it's leveling up your skills. It's increasing your skill set so that you can earn more money. And if you can earn more money and you can keep your lifestyle where it is, you can save more money. And regular viewers of my channel have heard me say before, there's a lot of different skills that you can pick up that are very valuable. I've talked about helping companies with sales, helping companies with marketing, and their message is called copywriting. But some of the big skills are if you can sell, right? If you can represent a company for their services and their products, and people think, a salesperson, ooh, that's kind of slimy, or a lot of people think that. But the reality is, we're all in sales in one form or another. If you've got teenage kids at home or middle school age kids, the reality is you're in sales with your kids, trying to, convince them to eat their vegetables and do their homework and do the things that they're supposed to do. So we're all in sales in some way. And I think people that watch my videos were more open to ideas like this. And so how do you improve your sales skills? How do you improve your marketing skills? I've mentioned copywriting before. How do you maybe start a side business? I'm a big fan of keeping my costs low while I explore different things. I'm a big fan of podcasts. I'm a big fan of audibles, audible books. This is not sponsored by Amazon. I wish it was. But audible books you can pick up for $10 to $15, depending on how many credits you buy at a time. Podcasts are free. YouTube videos, for the most part, are free. In fact, I think they're all free. Or low-cost course. So I'm a fan of doing everything you can. There's also a site called Udemy, Udemy, udemy.com. And then massive online courses like Coursera, where you can actually take university level classes. And those may be too theoretical, not enough practical. The university classes, it might be good to get that academic foundation. But do what you can to learn without spending a lot of money to make sure it's an area that you're interested in. And then once you know, hey, this is an area I'm interested in, then think about maybe taking a course or what's called a cohort-based course, really where you're looking for a transformation. It's not just knowledge, right? Knowledge in today's world is free. It's teach me how to implement, teach me how to transform myself. So those are my ideas for earning more personally. And then as far as having your money work harder for you, again, none of this is financial advice. It can't be. I don't know your situation. I would suggest that you work with a fee-only financial advisor. Let them know what your goals are, and you and that person work together to figure out, how do I make sure my money's invested the right way? to achieve the types of returns that I'm looking to get. And there's no magic bullet there. You don't want to ramp up the risk as you get older because it takes a long time to build the nest egg, but you want to make sure that you're taking the right level of risk to achieve your goals, but no more. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy this video, I know you're going to enjoy this video here that talks about average income for retirees in America, and this video down here that talks about 5 reasons to retire as soon as you can. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.